You want to make sure that's set up and that's up and running, right? And that's going to give you basic metrics on how your website is doing. Look at what they're telling you. Don't add every service. You don't do everything. Your website is going to dictate what you do.
Vibe, your vibe, let it collide. Find your tribe where truth can't hide. Your vibe.
What's up? This is Vibe Your Vibe, conversations with people doing the work. I'm Kirk Francis. Today I'm sitting down with Maicol Osorio, a West Palm Beach photographer I've known personally through Peter Hurley's headshot crew. We met when Peter was teaching here locally in West Palm Beach, and this is going to be a real photographer conversation. Maicol trained through New York Institute of Photography and has experience inside of Peter Hurley's headshot crew community. He's also an associate with the headshot crew, and it sounds like he also helps out a lot. He's going to be down in the intensive this weekend with Peter in Fort Lauderdale. So he brings a lot of all that foundation into his headshots and branding work here in West Palm Beach. He also, I just found out, is an IT guy, so we have that in common. We're recording here in person at Studio 1016 on Clare Avenue in West Palm Beach, a studio space that we both use.
So I started in New York. I ended up going to Pride in Asbury Park, and I took my camera. Back then I had the Sony. Carmen Carrera, I don't know if you know her, she's big in Miami, in the Miami scene. Mm-hmm. She saw me, and she usually had a photographer, but he canceled. Something got sick or whatever. And she was like, "Hey, are you a photographer?" I sort of
like, "Yeah, sure,
sure." And then she's like, "Can you take a few pictures of it?" And I took a few pictures of them, and they loved them. And they said, "Are you going to be here all weekend?" And I was like, "Sure." And then they were like, "Can we prepare?" And we did a photo shoot, mind you. It was all natural light because I had no lighting kit. I had nothing. I was like, okay. And then this lady, she passed away, but she used to run a company called The Social Butterfly. And she saw me photographing. She said, "Hey, are you in New York?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm born and raised in New York. I live, And she was like, "I have some runways that I need photographed. Would you mind coming? I mean, there are going to be other photographers there, but I need one for me." And all of a sudden, I ended up going to all these events to photograph models doing runways for Social Butterfly. So I was like, oh, I guess I should take this a little more serious. So then I went to Photo Plus, and that's where I met Peter, and I joined the headshot crew. This was back in 2014.
Okay.
So I've been a member of the crew for a very long time. I didn't use it, but I've been a member of the crew for a very long time. So that's how, and then that's when I started taking it seriously. So I was working for the Social Butterfly on weekends, doing runway shoots and stuff like that. Now, when I moved to Florida, I had to switch business tracks. Runway modeling is not a Florida thing. So I had to change avenues, right? So that's when I got serious about Peter.
Oh, with the headshots.
Yes. I sold my house in Deltona. I bought a house in Deltona. I sold it, came down, 2019.
So that's in, you're talking about
Florida.
Daytona Beach area.
Deltona. Deltona is actually between Orlando and Daytona.
Right, but it's near.
Yeah, they're in the middle.
Right, in the middle, yeah.
And
it's a nice area, by the way.
I had a house.
I like that area.
I had a house there, but my mom was getting older, so I wanted to be around my mom. She lived in West Palm. So I sold the house, came down, and I said, "I'm a member. Peter's here. What am I doing?" And I went and I joined the headshot crew. I went and took the intensive and intensified.
Well, that's when we first met.
And then...
Because we met in West Palm Beach.
Yeah, but we met after that.
Oh, we met after that.
This was before. This was 2019. Yeah, 2019, January of 2019.
Yeah, because I have a picture, I think, of us.
Yeah, because I went to help.
We were at some rooftop or something, I remember.
Yes, that was... You were the one after, because he came twice that year.
Okay, all right.
And he asked me to help him, and I said, sure. That's when I said, oh, I guess I'm doing headshots in West Palm Beach.
Cool. Wow. So, but you also do this IT stuff.
Yes, I do IT stuff.
And you're doing headshots. How do you balance the two of those together?
Is there ever a balance?
I don't know. It's very difficult.
I think it's just, as long as...
I tried doing it, the bosses, I'd be working out of my, do you work out of here?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I had a studio down in Fat Village.
Yeah.
And I would just work out of my studio. I even had, internet come in. So I had a decent connection so that I could be connected to work. Mm-hmm. And then I'd have clients come in. I'd just take a break. I'd make my time up. Yeah. Because usually you get them in and out within an hour, hour and a half. It's not, as you already know, if you've been working with even models start getting fatigued at 2 or 3 hours.
Definitely.
They got to have a break. I mean, they can go all day.
Well, some of the younger models are like, intense. They're like 4 hours. I'm like, calm down.
I mean, coming in on a paid shoot.
Yeah, to get like comp card photos and stuff like that. They'll be like, oh, I could do 4 hours. And I'm like,
I've not known anybody that can go 4 hours without starting to.
they're young. They're young into the industry, so they don't know.
So usually what I'll do is I'll bring my own craft in and stuff, and and I ask them, what do you like and whatnot, and they're usually really surprised when I'm hiring them, and I'm also then you're not going to go. I'm not going to pay you for 4 hours, and I'm not going to get a good look for 4 hours if we don't sit down
and have
and what I've done a couple of times and what I like doing is sit down and actually do this, have the snap, not like this. It's more sitting like in the green room sofa, just chit chatting, getting their story, what got you into modeling and that. And that way they can recover. Because have you known somebody that doesn't look fatigued after 2-3 hours?
No.
Even the best model.
Well, it doesn't matter because I'm fatigued.
Well, that too.
And I need a break.
I need a break. But you start seeing it in the face. And you're just not getting it. You're just not hitting it. I mean, because I get it with the models, they got all the outfits. They want to change the clothes. They got to get a picture and all of this, the different poses and all of that. And I get it. But you start really seeing it in the face after a few hours.
I usually take breaks and I sit down with them and talk.
And that's your chance to go through the images too.
Right. So we'll say, oh, let me take the laptop into the lounge. Let's go through some of the images.
Did you have any input into this layout?
Yes.
Because this is so much better than what it was.
Yes, we did. I had input on the floors, what I wanted to see in there. That couch, actually, that belonged to someone else, and they were moving out. And I was like, what are you going to do with that couch? They're like, oh, I don't know. He said, well, do you mind if we borrow it? And then it stayed here and it never left. Never left. But it's a great couch. I love it.
It is. It worked out. So I like to use that to like a green room. If you're doing a podcast, you can sit there and
hang out.
What surprised you the most when you decided to kind of really dive into this business? Because he's really dived into this. He's not.
Yes. What surprised me was understanding the market. So West Palm is not like New York. Palm Beach is not like New York. New York, you throw a rock, you got 10,000 clients, right? You literally set up a website and people are starting to book you.
Right.
Even before you're done.
Exactly.
Because, for whatever reason, they need the pictures or whatever, right? Here's not so much, right? Here, you have to understand the market, what people, how people react, right? So the good thing is, because of the headshot crew, Richard Wayne helped me understand the market. I hired out Richard Wayne, who's a mentor, and I said, I need help understanding the market that we're in and what I need to do to be able to start capturing some of that market share. So he did a full analysis for me, an area analysis, and he told me, from a scale, this is what people can handle in your market area. And he helped me set up my pricing and how to, slowly increase my pricing as I got better. So I owe a lot to Richard Wayne for everything he's done for me. But it's that collaboration within the crew that's really helped me.
Right.
So, and then, we got people like Sharon and Daniel that are in the area, Chase, that all together, they all help, create this community base, and we help each other, and like, oh, this is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it.
Yeah. I probably need to be a little bit more involved.
Yes. It's actually a great thing. Like, you should actually interview Chase. Side note, you should interview Chase. Chase is a phenomenal fitness and sports photographer. Okay. Like, his work is next level, phenomenal.
I guess maybe I just got a little bad vibes in the beginning with a few of the people. Yeah. A bit critical of my pricing. And I was like, this comes from, I'm just going to say younger folks. Yeah. And it's like, well, I'm doing this full time. I don't have a choice in this pricing. This isn't a matter about how good or bad I am. Yeah. The bottom line is I've gone through I've never gone through an intensive, but I've bought all the classes, watched them all, practice.
Probably joined the crew cast, right?
I've been on the crew cast. I've won headshot of the month before. Yeah. Obviously, you're not winning headshot of the month unless you know a little bit about what you're doing.
Because Peter will tear you down.
He will tear your pictures apart. Yes, he will. The reality is, at the end of the day, what I realized, and probably partly why I'm not an associate, is I just didn't really feel like I needed that. And I'm not to say that I'm not trying to disparage it. I just felt like for the amount of effort that was going to go into it, because the one thing that it does force you to do is it forces you to be a little bit more consistent.
Yes.
And all that's doing is trying to help you. because the more consistent you're going to be, the better business you're going to get, because people are going to understand what they get when they hire you.
Right.
So it's not a bad thing to become an associate. So I'm not trying to say,
No.
throw any rocks at or anything like that.
No, and there's a lot of members that right. There's a lot of members that
didn't want to go through that process. I didn't see the value. I still might do it because I think it's a good exercise for anyone to have to build that portfolio and get it through and get it through Peter. Right. So you're going to learn through the process, and for the cost of the crew, it's kind of a no-brainer, especially if you're starting out. So I'd highly recommend it.
We do have a lot of people that join, but they don't necessarily want to become associates. They just want to learn how to properly shoot and to learn colors, right? Because Peter's big on color, right?
Right, big.
So
big on the color and the color consistency and the treatment of everything.
Peter used to tell me, call me up and be like, take that post down off of Instagram. What is that? He would always torture me. He'd be like, but it was good. It was good. So for me, that was a positive experience because it forced me to focus on what I was doing. As opposed to, sometimes we would take pictures and just post them. Now I'm tailoring my post to something that's specific to my brand. And I think that's important. I will sit here and the first thing I do when I photograph a person is dial in their color. Right?
Everybody's going to be a little different.
Right. So I need to look at each person, dial in their color, make sure that what I'm seeing in the camera is what I'm seeing live. Right. And when I have that, then I dial it in. And then we go on and shoot. It used to take me longer. Now I can probably do it in less than 30 seconds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
nice.
At the beginning it takes a little time.
Right.
Because you're getting used to that skill set, right? So it's important.
Probably maybe even adjusting the color on your light.
Yeah.
And then you're adjusting the color on your camera.
Adjusting the light, feathering.
Right.
Some people have sunken eyes. You got to adjust the lighting. That's a big thing.
Right. I guess the question is, when you finally decided to start charging for your photography, at some point you have to charge for it. I mean, you can't have a studio space and, pay for the equipment. You have a flex kit that doesn't come cheap.
2 flex kits.
2 flex kits. Why do you have 2 flex kits?
So my old kit started to die, so I had to replace it because I use flex kits for headshots. So I had to buy a second kit. The old kit still works, but
you can use that for tabletop for when you don't have somebody in front of you.
Yeah, I use it for supplementary lighting and stuff like that. Like the other day, we photographed this kid and we did a 5-light setup.
Right, so now you've got the extra lights to do that.
I also use strobes,
Yeah, I still like my strobes.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with strobes. You're in headshot crew. I guess at some point you did an intensive. You got to associate. I guess with associate, you probably didn't have a whole lot of imposter syndrome, or did you still feel imposter syndrome? I
think you always feel a little bit of imposter syndrome. Right? Because sometimes we'll go through and then we'll see somebody else's work and we're like, damn, my work is not that good. So that's where it kicks in. But it also forces you to up your game. Oh, I need to get better. What am I doing wrong that they're doing right?
Right.
And then you have situations like the other day. I was doing a photo for another headshot crew member. They're based in New Jersey, and they had a client down here, and I photographed them. This is nowhere near as good as theirs. They call me up, and they're like, oh my God, what did you do? Your picture's so much better than mine. So that happens, So, but, you're perceiving it one way, and it ends
up. Exactly.
So
yeah, I mean, I guess my experience is for example, I've done some newborn, and that's not really what I do.
Yeah,
I always bring my wife along because she loves the babies. This is when I really kind of understood what it took to be a professional, charge professional rates, and get paid, even if you're maybe not quote the best person for this particular client. And I remember telling her, because in our circles of people, I was like, well, you really ought to call this girl up. Because this is all she does. She's got a studio. She's got all the little clothes. You can literally, there's a rainbow of ranges of the little sweaters, the shirts, the hats, the da-da-da-da-da. She's got it all.
Yeah.
No, I want to hire you. I'm like, honestly, I just went to her website. I think she's about $100 cheaper than what I want to try. Nope, I want to hire you. I trust you. And I was just like, I go, okay, she's got a really great portfolio. I mean, I'm trying kind of hard to, get out of this, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's when I really finally dawned on me. It's like, they're hiring you. For you.
Yeah.
I mean, people can go, at some point, they could hire just about anybody if they get to a certain price point.
Yes. I'm usually the reverse. So I will, because my clients do the same thing. They're like, hey, I want family shoots or I want this type of shot, right? But I keep having a friend who I work a lot with her. She assists me a lot. So those shoots, I always refer her and I let my clients know, I say, she works with me. She has my same, methodology, behavior pattern, but she focuses more on this. And my clients are usually okay with that because they trust me and I'm putting my trust in her. But I only do that because I've worked with her for so long that I know how she shoots. And she likes the kids, the babies, the families. And she comes in and she assists me with the photo shoots.
Oh, okay.
So she knows, she has my same habits.
Right. Yeah.
Before I wouldn't do that. Now, because it's been some time, now I told my clients, oh, yeah, we can do that. I'm going to refer you to Liz. She's better at it. She has my full trust. She works with me. And half of the times my clients know her because she's here with me.
Right. Shooting with you. You're
yeah.
Right.
So they're already aware of her.
Yeah. She does the infants too?
She does the hospital infants and she goes over to the hospitals.
Does she have all the outfits and stuff though?
She has a few of them, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this gal has,
Your friend, yes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't call her a friend. I haven't talked to her in a while, but I know her through connections and she started out like me. She's just shooting out of the house. Then I think she has her studio at her house, but they built an addition. So it's a full on.
Have you been to Studio T?
No.
You should go.
Yeah.
They're in Sanford.
Okay.
Florida. She has her house, and then they built this whole extension, separate building on the side. They have a Corvette I forgot what year, but it's a Corvette Stingray. And then she has her photo studio fully attached. Beautiful. You have to see that.
Oh, wow. Have you read Peter's book?
I have.
You have. So here's the book. And I've read this book too. As you can see, it's been kind of through the ringer.
Yes.
It's very helpful.
Yes.
On getting your starting your game out. I really think the classes are probably a little bit better.
And also the roadmap.
The roadmap. What's the roadmap?
So Peter created a whole roadmap that is based off the book. So it goes through steps. And
where's that? Is that on the crew?
In the crew. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
So as he changes the format of lightings, he's changed some of his formatting on lighting, he'll update the roadmap.
Okay.
So he'll tell people, you can start with the book, but follow the roadmap. The roadmap has the new techniques. Because back then, that was at one point, that was 2015, actually.
Yeah, this is pretty old. More than 10 years old now.
Yes.
Wow. Check that out.
He started writing, I don't know when it got officially published, but he started writing in 2015.
It says 2016 copyright. Well, I remember him telling the story of this book. He said, I forgot who wrote it. Somebody wrote him the book, gave it to him, and he's like, I'm not putting my name on it. And then he sat down and he wrote the book. Yeah. I guess it just got him motivated to actually get it done.
I forgot who was the one that encouraged him to write the book. I think it was Scott Kelby.
Well, it's got Kelby 1 in here, so probably Scott Kelby's the one that encouraged him.
Kelby 1 was...
Kelby 1, yeah.
Scott Kelby was the one that sort of inspired him to write the book.
So what do you feel... What do you think about this book? I mean, what's it get right, and what do you think it's missing if you're wanting to prepare to be a photographer?
I think it's still 75% good. I reference it a lot.
You're saying from a technical photography perspective, even being 10 years old.
Yeah, it's
a lot of things have changed, but you're saying there's a lot of fundamentals in here.
Yeah, it's about 75% right. It's still good. I should say 75%.
And then with the roadmap,
you get that difference.
You're gonna make that difference up.
Plus, if you're part of the crew and you join the calls, you see Peter's craziness.
Right. So and how fanatical he is.
On Thursday, sometimes he does a live shoot. Every now and then he'll do a live shoot so we see him in action. Oh my God, the craziness that happens.
Right. Yeah.
But it's fun. It's, that's part of the fun.
This book is really, it's about mastering the craft of headshots. Correct. And there's a lot. And as you dive into photography, you're going to find out there's a mastery in doing an infant shoot, doing a family shoot, doing a headshot, doing a branding shoot. I think you've even broken into a little bit into the branding side. So
we do, yes. And Peter has gotten into that as well. Like Peter says, we're all portrait photographers that specialize in headshots and branding.
Right.
Because a headshot is the first step
as a portrait.
Well, the headshot is the first step to the branding.
Right, but they're all portraits.
They're all portraits.
At the end of the day, it's a portrait.
Yeah, a headshot is a portrait, but not all portraits.
I saw, Ivan?
Ivan Weiss, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's Is he coming and doing a class?
He does classes every Wednesday.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, on the crew.
No, for the tabletop?
Yeah.
Oh, for the
he does. So he runs the portrait track on the crew.
Okay.
And then he released his own tabletop course.
Right. So the point I'm trying to make is that there's so many variations in all of this.
Yeah.
And
And he uses the Flex Kit.
for the tabletop.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
He teaches you how to use
I think the thing is with the Flex Kit, I don't have the Flex Kit, but I'm used to I have started using the constant lighting. It's just a game changer of being able to see results.
Yes,
that's the thing is you actually see the result without having to take a picture and strobe it.
Yeah. You know what I started to do with strobes? I always keep the modeling light on so I can see the angle of incident of the light.
Yeah, but it's still hard. It's not very bright. It's really hard to see it.
My Westcotts are very bright.
Your Westcotts?
Yeah, my Westcott strobes. They're brighter than the Godaks. So they've actually, that's why I switched from Godaks to Westcott. Because the modeling light, I can dial them.
Okay.
So the regular is like about like a 4, but I can go all the way up to 9 on the modeling light.
So this is like so I don't have the Godox. It is Godox. It's called Flashpoint, I guess.
Yes, Flashpoint
the Explorer.
is Godox.
The Explorer. So Westcott makes one that's similar with like a battery. Okay.
I have FJ200s, which are the small round ones that I can take with me anywhere in the street. And then I have the FJ400s, which are the bigger ones. And then they have an FJ800. But I don't really need it for studio lighting.
Not for studio, no.
Yeah, I
mean,
don't need it. 400 is
that's
more
for
than
like being outside and overpowering the sun, which that's what I love to do. I got one of those large tripods on wheels, like even larger than those. They call it a junior. I don't know why they call it a junior because it's freaking. I guess in movie production world, it's a junior, right?
Yeah.
It's a junior in that
I never thought
world.
about it that,
But in my world, it's gigantic.
It's massive.
And heavy.
Yeah.
But I like doing stills with that. And I'll throw a parabolics. I got a parabolics, like the brand with the X on the end, which I love. You know, you got a battery powered strobe on there.
Yes.
You're out in the daylight. And then you have an assistant and you have people in motion and you just have them roll that on that junior rack. It's amazing what you can create, especially for like branding shots.
I've never used I bought this Costco cart that has massive tires and you got to fill them up with air. But I put all my stuff in there when I'm going out on location shoot.
Oh, okay. I have my cart. That's my cart.
No, this is like a long one.
Oh, a long one.
So I can put in my Flex Kit, lighting,
a folding wagon.
A folding wagon, thank you. That's the name. And I dragged that along with me because the wheels.
That folds too.
Yeah, I saw.
But it doesn't. But it's not gonna go into the. Do you ever do stuff out on the beach?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have like a beach charge?
I usually charge them the same amount that I do.
You're crazy.
Just because.
That's really tough on your equipment.
No, because I don't use the Flex Kit.
No, I'm talking about your camera and the lenses.
Yeah, but I don't switch lenses.
Yeah, you almost can't. It's like you got to go do a service after you go do one shoot. That's what people don't understand. I was like,
there's no lens changing. I use
multiple cameras, and you just have your lenses set on your cameras, and then you're good.
Usually use the Tamron 35-150 because it gives me the range that I need. If I need to like change up the range. So I use that. And then
true Nikon shooter.
Well, Sony owns Tamron now.
Right, but I'm saying as far as your zoom.
Yeah, I use Tamron.
I had a Tamron. Nothing wrong with the lens other than I couldn't get used to the zoom. And I had to sell it because I started out on Canon. And I just never could get used to it.
Oh, I got used to it. And then on my second camera.
Yeah, because you're a Nikon shooter.
on my second camera.
Because Nikon and Sony are the same, right? I think so. Yeah, so. Canon's the oddball.
Yeah, Canon's the oddball. But now you're Sony.
I know. You just got to go with what. I mean, they got fans in them, and we could run here for like a week. And
these are the 30 or the 3.
The 30.
The 30 is
just a podcast. Come on.
The 30 is the 30 the crop sensor or the full?
It's the crop sensor. Yeah. Okay. Now and I'm glad I waited. They came out with a 2, and it's a full frame, and it's a few bucks more than these, but it's not crazy like getting a 3.
Okay.
But they're not Netflix approved. But I don't think I'm going out tomorrow and starting a Netflix feature.
Don't say that because Netflix now has podcasts.
Oh, do they?
So they're going to support the 30.
Oh, you think because of the podcast? Because I can't see how can you justify going and buying 3s for a podcast?
Yeah, they're gonna support. They're launching their podcasts
Oh, really? I'll have to look. That'll be interesting to look at because I'm on Spotify Creator.
Yeah.
And that's how I push everything out.
Oh, okay.
And
You're on YouTube and
yeah, I'd have to talk to the team. I don't
Okay.
know. I logged in and created all the accounts and then pushed Spotify.
Now you'll add
obviously.
Netflix.
And then we could add Netflix
There
too.
you go.
Yeah, YouTube. The only one I actually I'm pretty bad. I need to log on to Spotify more often so I can get to my comments and stuff.
You show his picture in the back. He doesn't look like that anymore.
He doesn't. He cut his hair short.
No, he grew it back.
Oh, you grew it back.
Yeah.
You and your hair.
Always.
You know what? If you got it, flaunt
Use
it.
it.
That's right. If I had it, I'd be doing it too, Peter. Don't worry. I'm just jealous. That's all. I'm just going to call it out. I'm jealous. I used to have really curly hair. The thing that got me my wife was my hair and my eyes.
There you go.
And I only got one of the two. So at least I still have my eyes, although that's another story. But I did want to cover something with me because I think Peter's Headshot Crew is trying to address this. One of the things that this is missing on, and you kind of touched on it a little bit, was pricing, demand. How do you get discovered and booked?
Yeah. So
That's not really going to be here. You're going to really need to probably. Now, does the crew address that?
yes.
So they used to not, but I think they've kind of modified that and they're moving into that.
Yeah. Mike Shack. Do you know Mike Shack?
Yeah, I know Mike Shack.
So he has the Headshot hot sauce, which is all branding based.
Okay.
To understand how brands work, so that you can incorporate some of those functions into your marketing. Mm-hmm. You have Richard Wayne, who is the technical guy. He's going to help you figure out your market share. Like, what's your market like?
Okay.
What can your market absorb, right? So, somebody like Peter can charge $1,500 a session.
He's in New York.
He's in New York.
Right.
In New York, you could charge, people pay that like it's water. But you move down to West Palm,
You're not going to get
you're not going to
$1,500
get $1,500
shoots.
off of people.
No.
So Richard Wayne is the type of person who helps.
So what is this market? What is it?
So this market has changed a little bit as we start getting an influx of businesses. What we're starting to see is as businesses are moving from Miami up, and as companies are establishing like second headquarters down here in West Palm, we're starting to see a little bit more of that change. So like for me, I do $275 a session and 100 per image.
Okay.
So edited images. If I went to 500 a session, this market wouldn't absorb that. Mm-hmm. So, but Richard Wayne does the math for you, and he shows you how to do the math. So the good thing about Richard is he teaches you, so you can keep track of your numbers. You can keep track of how your market moves. Some people do it, some people don't, and they just go to Richard, and he does it every year for them. But that's a great thing from Richard, right?
Does he charge for that, or is that included?
Yeah, that's part of a mentorship.
It's part of a mentorship.
So I think
what kind of investment is that going to be?
I think it's like $300 an hour.
$300 an hour, and how many hours do you think you need a budget for that?
I ended up 2 hours.
Oh, really? That's really affordable.
Yeah, he made it very quick, very easy. Mm-hmm. He also does SEO, so
Okay.
like he helps you with your SEO.
Yeah, I was gonna dig into that.
He's one of the people that inspired me to go into SEO.
Before SEO, before social, there's just obscurity. Mm-hmm. I mean, I actually talked about that with another guest, and I said, she had a completely different business
Mm-hmm.
model and everything else. But as small business owners, because that's what we are, the biggest thing our biggest fight is probably just obscurity. Nobody knows about us.
Right.
What do you think a lot of photographers misunderstand about being unknown?
We assume that because we post our pictures, people will know us. Post on Instagram, they're gonna know me.
Yeah, and guess what happened to me? I'm off Meta.
Completely? Oh, okay.
So what do you do then?
Yeah, right. So
Well,
what
if
do
Meta
you do?
decides, okay, you're not going to be on any of our platforms.
Yeah.
You're shut down. That's it. You're
Right.
out.
And then this is where people don't
This is
understand.
millions of people have been kicked off Meta.
Yeah. And what do you do?
And what do you do then?
You have to learn SEO. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're an IT guy. So
Yes.
did that give you a leg up or not really? Richard knew that, was able to shine a lot of light on the SEO.
So Richard, I knew about SEO, but I really didn't delve into it. Mm-hmm. And then Richard lit a fire behind me, and I went in.
Because you're killing it. I mean, I'm like listed as like 20 down, and you're number one. He's laughing because he knows he's number one.
I keep track of that constantly.
Constantly.
So, but it was Richard. I knew SEO, but I didn't really delve into it. And then Richard inspired me to follow that track. And then I went and I took a year's training on SEO.
Okay.
So as I kept training, I kept improving my site. So I ended up getting certified by the University of California, Davis in SEO. So I went and I formalized my training and I went in and I took it. And now one of my side businesses, which is weird, I do websites for we call them content creators, which is us. Chase's website, I manage it for him. Mm-hmm. He pays me, I just manage it for him. I set it up. I have him ranking number 1 in several of the AI models for sports and fitness. On ChatGPT, he's number 6. I'm working on raising him on the ChatGPT layer as well.
Okay, so you're also doing GEO.
Yes, I do GEO, SEO, AEO.
Was your training including GEO?
It did
so
include
it's pretty. That's a pretty new thing.
No, GEO has always been around. It's just now we've formalized the name for it.
Okay.
So,
but I mean, ChatGPT, how old is that? That's
well,
not that.
ChatGPT as we know it is what, 3-4 years old?
Right.
ChatGPT as an AI model since 2005.
Okay, so it's been around.
Yes, I used to work on Watson.
Oh, right. Okay. All right.
used to
Yeah.
work
So
on-
Watson is quite old.
Watson and Deep Blue,
Right.
which were true AI models. ChatGPT, Gemini, those are more predictive type AIs. They'll search the web, find related information to what you're asking, and provide you the most contextual response to what you're asking.
Okay.
They're trying to grow that into being more similar to Watson,
Right.
but there are limitations on the models and what they can accomplish. So, for example, I think it was Neil Patel. He went through some of the differences between the models. So like ChatGPT is very agreeable with you. Grok is very brutal with you. Gemini sits somewhere in the middle. And it's important to know those because when you're working on your website with SEO, for example, right, you can leverage these AIs to help you, but you have to know what to put in to get a response. So like,
Yeah, it prompts everything.
yeah, and nowadays
Garbage in, garbage out.
people are using AI to like
Create
find a
prompts.
headshot photographer. So you want to make sure that you're showing up on all the AI models as well.
You care to share any secrets to that?
For AI models,
To show up on the AI model?
I would say you want to tell whatever AI system you're using to be brutally honest with you. The guy who covers brutal is Dylan Davis.
Dylan Davis.
DYLANDAVIS. If you look him up, he covers brutal.
Okay.
And it's how you format the prompt so that it's honest with you. And
Yeah, it
it's-
doesn't start just stroking you
Yeah.
and saying, that's a great idea. You should go
Exactly.
run with that.
So that's part of it, right? You have to understand what you're putting in. So
Can you send that to me?
yeah.
Do you think photographers are just invisible or they're just not clear on what, because we talked about that a little bit.
I think photographers don't realize that Instagram is not a business driver for what we do. I mean, for some things it is, right?
Do you feel like showing up first in the SEO results is with the business driver? Do you think that's a business driver?
In Google, yes. Right? SEO is really tailored around search. And even to this day, right? The majority of people, where do they go when they're looking for something?
Yeah, going to go to Google.
They're going to go to Google. So if you're not showing up on Google, they're never going to find you.
Right.
And you have to remember, like, I know some people like to do, they like to play games and like try to fool Google. But the reality is, you have to be white hat, not black hat. And you got to make sure that your SEO is legit and you follow Google's rules,
Okay.
right? Set up your Google business profile, right? Get it up there, or
Google My Business, I think.
No, that's the old
GMB.
name. Now it's Google Business Profile.
Business. Yeah, they're always changing.
They
stuff.
change it every 3
Yeah.
years.
Now it's G4, and whatever.
You want to make sure that's set up and that's up and running, right? And that's going to give you basic metrics on how your website is doing. Look at what they're telling you. Don't add every service. You don't do everything. Your website is going to dictate what you do. Google is about niches, right? What's your niche? There's certain niches that go together, right? Headshots, portraits and branding go together, right?
Right.
Corporate branding,
You're not going to want to give a family and
and you
all
got
that kind of dog pet pictures.
right, and you got to know how to do that, right?
Right.
One of the things I did was my old website was Maicol Headshots. And I switched to Maicol Photography. And the reason I did that was because several of my clients, that was during the time that we were having some shootings. And they were like, hey, can you not use your headshot name? Because I have a lot of lawyers. So they were like, because, it sort of flags our systems and stuff. So I went through a rebranding, right? During that rebranding, people didn't understand how it only took me 3 months to go from 0 to number 1 again, right? Because when you're doing the switch,
right, you lose.
Right, but I managed to switch 3 months. Well, because that's, I know what I'm doing on Google. I know all my backlinks. I keep tab of all my backlinks. I immediately went in, did all my modifications.
How do you get all these backlinks?
I use Bright Local. I use Moz Local, constantly scanning. And then you have active follows and no follows, right? So follows are similar to this, like podcasts. So I'll talk about topics. I have my Substack. I have my, LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn is a great follow. So I keep track of those and I make sure I'm actively working on them. Any article I post, any blog post that I post, I actively go and update them so that Google, LinkedIn, all these guys know I'm re-reviewing my work and I'm constantly modifying and making it better. So it points back to me. A lot of people don't do that.
You're saying you create an evergreen blog post that you go back in and then you make a change to it.
Yeah, because if something changes,
it's going to re-index it.
Right. Well, it not only does it re-index it, right, but you got to make sure what you're changing is valid. So if I change something, right, let's say I say, you should wear blue. Not that I'm not saying you should, but I say you should wear blue.
Blue's the new color of 2026 or whatever it is.
But then all of a sudden it switched. Then
now you need to read black. Black's the new cool color.
Black is the new blue.
Right, or whatever.
So I go in and I update it.
And this is legit.
Yeah, and it's legit. It's not. I'm not feeding.
Making stuff up. Yeah.
Right, I don't do any of that. I'm very careful with what I feed so that's the difference between white hat and black hat. Black hat, you hire someone and they create.
And they're pumping all these keywords in there. And,
Google knows what you're doing.
Yeah, it's very, very sophisticated, exactly. Especially now. I mean, the technology just keeps better and better. There's no point of trying to do a black hat and try to fake it.
And you get a spam score. So Google may consider your website spammy. Right?
Really?
Yeah, you have a spam score, a brand score, not your
based
domain
on
authority,
your email history and how you send emails.
Your website, your email.
Your website can be spammy. How can a website be spammy?
You're over putting your keywords, your keyword stuffing.
Oh, the whole stuffing thing.
Your keyword stuffing. Yeah.
I've never done any of that.
But a lot of people do. And back in the days, it was easy. Nowadays, you get caught for it.
Right.
So you see all these guys that their websites are downtrending and they're like, what's going on? I used to have all this traffic. If you're a photographer, we're a perfect example. We're headshot photographers. Why is your blog post talking about newborns? Your website says headshot, that's spammy. You got to be attentive to those things.
Right.
And some people are not.
I have a Vibe Your Vibe podcast. We talk about fly fishing, motorcycles, and everything. If I tried to pawn this off as the Kirk Francis photography podcast, and I'm not incorporating photography into every conversation, they're gonna read the transcript through AI, through the algorithm, and find out like this guy's talking about motorcycles and fly fishing. He's not about podcasting at all. Ding, 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 ding. Keep every time I put out a new podcast and it's not about photography, it's gonna downgrade me. Same way with a blog post, I guess.
Yes. And that's, you have to know those things, right? Now, you could be talking about photographing motorcycles, then it's different. How do we photograph motorcycles? How do we photograph users on the motorcycle? Your website is photography-based, a general photography-based.
I actually own Kirk Headshots, just like you owned Maicol Headshots.
Right.
And so you're saying if I'm going after the legal community, that's probably not a good website to have.
Well, specifically my clients.
Did you shut it down completely?
No, I still own it. I don't have it. It's not running.
So does it forward to your current one?
So you can only forward for a certain amount of time before Google dings you for forwarding a website because it considers that black hat habit.
That's a black hat
habit. Yeah.
Oh.
You buy a whole bunch of domains.
But it's only one. You decided to rebrand. They don't care.
They don't care.
One forwarding is.
They gave me a year, and then as soon as the year hit, and I forgot to take it down, my domain authority took a hit.
And you're like, what happened?
And I went
this is why you got to monitor it.
Yeah, this is why you got them. I'm like, what's going on? As soon as I took it off, my domain authority went back up.
Almost immediately.
Almost immediately.
So what do you do with that domain now?
Oh, I have it. I own it. So
Well, what's on it?
nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. It exists, but it's
So
nothing.
it's actually not even serving up a page.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Because if it did, it
Well,
would probably
I can
not
say-
help you.
No, because I'd be competing against myself. Right? That's another thing. That's another black habit. We set up multiple websites and we compete against ourselves. So people think.
Sort of. I mean, I've got Vibe Your Vibe is linked back to Kirk Francis.
No, but that's different.
And Kirk
I'm talking
Francis
about, like,
Media is linked back to Kirk Francis. But Kirk Francis Media is Media is not about photography. Kirk
Right.
Francis is
No,
about
but-
social media marketing.
if I had Maicol Photography, which is all headshots, and then I set up Maicol Headshots as a
And you
competing
had
brand.
Maicol Sports Photography and Maicol.
Well, sports would be different because that's a different brand. But if they see the same niche and you're the
Oh,
owner,
it's the same niche.
yeah, Maicol
Okay.
Headshots, Maicol Photography,
And they're both
They're
targeting
headshots.
headshots. And that's the keywords that you're targeting. That's when you start competing with
yeah. When you
yourself.
start targeting the same keywords, they're like, wait a minute, who owns these sites and why are they similar? Right. Now, some people, there was a time when you could just copy your website and set it up and it was fine. But, people talk about like backlinks are no longer a priority. They're still in the top 10 things that Google looks at. So if you have the same backlink pointing to Maicol Headshots and Maicol Photography, what's going on here? Google starts questioning that.
Okay.
So, and I meet with a Google rep every 3 months to review some of my stuff, some of my settings.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you pay for it, but we just go through it.
But your first step would be getting with
Richard to understand your market share.
your market share. Okay.
What is your market? What can it?
So
handle?
what makes up your market from predominantly?
So I'm ranked number 1. Everything from Jupiter, I'm in number 2. But everything under Jupiter,
Because who's up? Peter?
Peter O'Hara.
Yeah. How's he doing?
He's doing good. He's number 1 in Jupiter.
Okay, that's good.
So everything, because of Richard Wayne, I've managed to be number 1 from right under Jupiter, number 2 in Jupiter, number 1, everything from Jupiter down to Delray,
So Delray,
and all the way over to the Glades.
the Glades. Okay.
And then once you pass Delray, I'm ranking number 2 or 3. When you have an area, you have to actively work in that area.
Right.
So what I mean by that is your website has to actively show results from that area. So that
How
this
do you
way,
show results in Delray if you shoot here?
because I have images from people that live in Delray.
So that's my question. So what is that? Like somebody takes a picture here, like, hey, I'm up at Maicol Photography,
That's one
doing
way,
some
yeah.
headshots, and then they go and leave you a review.
Yeah.
And then they take their picture of them getting a headshot and post it.
Yeah.
Their history of, because Google tracks everything that you're doing.
Exactly.
They're in Delray.
Oh, this person's based out of Delray and they went to Maicol Photography.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, that's part of it.
That's part of it. So in order to get service rankings outside of your home base, which is West Palm Beach.
Also, businesses you photograph, right? So I go down to Delray. The Starboard Group is one of my clients. So they're based in Delray. So I'm always in Delray photographing them. So their pictures live on my website. Google knows who the Starboard Group is. So
Right. Are they listed as a client on your website? Oh, they are?
yeah,
Okay.
and they're based out of Delray.
And they're based out of Delray.
Yeah.
So that's how you're ranking for Delray.
Yeah.
Okay.
And several things. Also, I'll post their pictures on Instagram, which references their company, which references Delray.
So if I wanted to rank in this whole area, I only have one client, but it would probably be helpful for me. One of my clients is Five Guys.
Oh, okay.
So they're in Port St. Lucie,
Yeah.
all the way down to Boca. So, and one of the things that I do is I do their headshots.
Well, when you do
And-
their headshots, make sure that you specify
And I
what
usually shoot
location.
them, and I shoot because there's no time to come here. They can't do that. I go to all the locations to shoot the headshots.
So make sure on your file name, you put the location that they're based out of.
Okay.
You want to geotag them, right?
How do I geotag out of a camera that doesn't geotag?
There's websites that you can use. There's tools and websites you can use. I use geoimagery.com
Okay.
and I geotag my information.
I mean, are you geotagging it to a specific address? Like I could geotag it to their physical address of that Five
Yep,
Guys location.
You can. And make sure in the keywords and meta description you list yourself as a photographer
Okay.
so that Google knows, oh, this guy's traveling.
Yeah, I do
He's
usually
moving
do
around.
that through Lightroom.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you post those where?
Depends. Some will go on my website if I think they qualify for my website, right?
Right.
Some go on social media, right? Instagram, Google My Business, Google Business Profile,
Right.
LinkedIn.
You can post those on myself and I could put them out there on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And then do you link those back out? Like say LinkedIn doesn't like links going out of LinkedIn doesn't even like links on LinkedIn. You know that, right?
They used to. Now they've changed that model.
Have they changed that?
Yeah. So now you can link back to some other stuff.
Some other stuff in LinkedIn. Because I mean, used to you couldn't even link to LinkedIn and they throttle the post. I mean, they're throttling everything anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole game seems like everybody wants to pay to play. Like you can't, I mean, what kind of engagement do you feel like you get on LinkedIn?
I get very high engagement in LinkedIn. But
and what's high engagement? Define that.
So if I do a post, I'm getting about 500 impressions per post.
And then 500 impressions. Okay.
Which is high for me.
And then
from 0
right
to 500.
And then how does that translate into actual real dollars in your pocket?
So people, actually I've gotten a lot of clients from LinkedIn because they'll see my post and they'll ping me and they're like, hey, I'm interested in a headshot. How do
they'll
I do
DM you?
They'll ping you on LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn goes to pinging.
Okay.
But it's DM.
Or a DM, yeah. They'll give you a DM.
Message.
Okay. Yeah.
They'll ping me. They'll be like, hey, how do I get a headshot? One of my clients coming up that we just signed is 60 people.
Okay.
They found me on LinkedIn. They saw my work on LinkedIn. They were like, hey, they visited my website because I use Clarity to check.
You use what to check?
Clarity.
Clarity. Okay.
Microsoft Clarity. It's free. And it helps you track stuff happening in your website.
Okay. Well, and LinkedIn's a Microsoft property. So I guess it plays friendly with Microsoft tools.
Yes.
Okay. So that's how you track that. So he's here tracking now. He doesn't want to miss anything.
No. Here I have my AIs running, which I have tenants. So do you know what a tenant is?
No.
A tenant is a private model for your AI.
Okay.
So your data is not necessarily shared with the rest of the world.
Okay.
Anything you post in AI is instantly shared.
Right.
So unless you have a tenant, your data does not stay private. So I have tenants to ensure that my data stays private.
Okay.
I have Gemini tenant, I have a ChatGPT tenant, and I have a Claude tenant.
So how do I get a tenant?
You pay.
You have to pay for what?
You got to pay for the pro models, and then you get a tenant.
Oh, so if you're in a pro model.
Yeah.
So I have pro models.
So you have a tenant.
So I have a tenant. Okay. So that's all private.
Yes.
By definition.
Well, private by definition until they change the definition.
Until they change the definition. I mean, pretty much anything you put into any AI is going to be stored by them. I thought when you were saying tenant, I have a relationship with a company and they provide private AI.
Oh, we got
so these are private server AIs.
Yes, those are the best.
And so these are not, I mean, they're on the internet, but you access them through a private VPN.
Yes.
So they're not really on the internet. They obviously have to access the internet.
Yep.
Depending, I guess, maybe they don't. Depends on
They
what
have
you're
to
asking
access
them
the
to
internet
do.
depending on
What kind of data sets you're trying to access. I mean, possibly you could provide your own data sets for them to.
Usually the private ones, you provide your own data sets, but they do have the ability to go out and search for additional data sets.
Yeah, this is super interesting.
You can run
I know we're going way down multiple different rabbit holes. You know, we talked about this obscurity. Looks like you really dialed in the SEO. And did that really help the trajectory of your business, the SEO?
Yes. Yes.
So that's probably something I should be investing in. Maybe I need to hire you. Who do I need to hire? You or
That's why. So this is funny.
What's step one? I guess step one, find out what
your business.
My business.
Your business market, right? What is your market, and what do you want to rank? Where do you want to be based out of? Because where you live is not always where you want to be based out of, depending where your business.
Well,
is
I live in Lake Worth, but I haven't found this scenario, unless you're aware of some other ones. I haven't found one like this, and I had a studio down in Fat Village. I don't know if you knew that. I had it for like 2 years. I shared it with Hank. He's out in Arizona now, and so. But
he moved.
Yeah, he moved. While ago, right at COVID, because we both decided to close the studio. We decided to quit the studio literally February of 2020, and then COVID hit.
Oh yeah, because I remember.
And they were going to tear it down anyway. So
I was looking you up because I wanted to see your studio, but I had just come back from Headshot Mania, and you were already closed.
Right, Headshot Mania. When was that?
February of 2020.
2020, because I went to that.
Yeah, and then because that's where we met. We met again.
We met again, yeah, out
and then
there.
You told me your studio, and I was going to come see it, but then you had closed.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a little bit smaller than this. This is actually a great size studio.
Yeah,
it works. I mean, this is about the space that you need.
Yeah, and we have a coffee shop and a tea shop.
And you have the little green
Lounge.
room, lounge area. And you can use that for your makeup.
Yes.
And it has a rack in there. I've had models in here that, they need to do a bunch of changes. They just bring their clothes in, hang them up. They got a place to go change.
You also have the TV so you can show your images. Mm-hmm. I recommend using the Apple TV, not the Chromecast.
Okay. For the colors.
For the colors.
Right. SEO was a big part of that. But before you figured that part out, what kept you going before things started kind of just really... You started hitting on all cylinders.
So I started going to a lot of networking events, and I started getting like 1 or 2 bookings. I do want to say this on SEO. So one of the problems we had was Chase and I would hire someone to do our SEO. And we hired this one kid, and he was a nice kid, but he ranked us on like all these ridiculous things.
Oh, I got you number 1.
But we weren't ranking number 1. That's the thing.
Oh, but that's what a lot of them will do, though, too, right? You know what I'm saying?
So,
like they'll rank you in. I don't know. I'll try to think of something, some obscure kind of thing.
So he had me ranking number 1 at wedding photography, and I'm like, I'm not even a wedding photographer.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. So
so I'm getting all these people going, hey, how much for your wedding?
You booked a wedding. Like, you're like, I don't do weddings.
I mean, I'm like, where did you get this? So that was the first problem that we had. Number 2, then he would create all these backlinks on bad link sites. And at the time, it didn't matter. But now Google is like, so I've had to disavow.
That's a farm of backlinks.
Yes, a farm of backlinks. So I've had to disavow so many backlinks because he created these farms, and Google keeps seeing them, and they're like, yeah, that doesn't look legit. So I had to go in and disavow.
So how do you get legit backlinks?
You use companies like Bright Local and Moz Local to do the research to find you good backlinks.
To do the research?
Yeah.
Like, what's a good backlink? Give me an example.
The yellow pages, the white pages,
Headshot Crew, but that's what you have to pay for.
The BBB. Well, I pay Bright Local to handle those basic ones for me.
Okay.
Just because it's faster.
Okay.
And then I work off of those.
And so I'm just curious because I'm wanting to split my time between here and St. Louis.
Oh.
And it's where I grew up. I got a lot of friends, all my family except for my mother. So my mother's going to be she's the last holdout here in Florida. And when she's gone, I don't know, her sister's moved, my oldest has moved.
Okay.
So it's when she's no longer around, it's like, I don't know. So I'm kind of thinking about St. Louis.
St. Louis is a great market.
How would you attack that, being that I want to be here? This is where my home base is. My wife still has a job here working. Got this great relationship with, 1060 Studio. I'm very happy. I know I don't shoot enough here, but I'm still very happy about this.
Yeah. You could have multiple locations. Mm-hmm. Google loves that, right? Set up multiple locations.
But I had to find a place like this in St. Louis because I'm not going to rent a studio full time. I did that down in Fat Village, and I feel like that was a mistake. I'm just going to pay as I go. Well, I'm curious because I know you're on a different program here.
No, I go pay as you go.
No, but you have the storage.
Oh, I'm a member because I'm a member.
So I'm a member too, but I don't have storage.
Because it depends.
I'm a different level member.
We have different memberships. So if you have membership on the co-working side, or if you have on the photo studio side.
I'm just I guess a virtual member.
Yeah, so
I have access. Do you get a deeper discount on the studio with your membership?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I get storage.
You got it figured out into your rate, and it works.
I get storage, and I get 6 hours.
Oh, okay. So I don't get the 6 hours.
Right, and you don't get the storage.
And I don't get the storage. So if I'd upgraded that, I'd get 6 hours of included time. The part I really liked about this place is the fact that she's got it worked into where I can have the calendaring system on my website. Somebody can go and book a session, pay for it, and select this. Oh, really?
That was me.
That was you. Well, thank you.
I set that up.
Because that was seriously though, that was a big factor. Because it takes all the friction out.
Yeah.
If I have to get a call, well, let me go and see. I don't know if the studio's available because I don't own it. I mean, before I had the studio, I didn't have to worry about it. It was just my time, whether or not I could do it.
You and Hank.
Me and Hank. And then we had a shared calendar. So that's how
Yes.
we did it this basically the same way as this. We make sure it's on the calendar. Essentially, that cost me about $1,000 a month all in by the time we were all said and done. Might be a little less than that. I can't remember because we had insurance, but see, Hank had his insurance. I had mine. We had separate insurance.
Right.
So I can't remember. I remember like him and I think our bill, when we split the bill, I think it was around $600
Okay.
for the space split. So $1,200 a month. But then I want to say I had about another 100 or 200. I was the one that he didn't want the internet. I did. So that was on me. So I brought the internet in. I think that was another 100 or 150. I just rounded up. It was probably about $100. So all in $1,000. This is far better than that.
Yeah.
In the sense of, I think it's around 1,000 or 1,400. Like 14, the price keeps going up. When I first joined, it was less than 1,000 what I was paying a year. So I pay that, which gives me access to the calendaring system, gives me access to the space, and I only pay it when I need it.
When you need it, yeah.
When you consider I was spending close to $12,000 a year, spending $1,000 or $1,500, and then however many hundreds of dollars I spend on renting the space when I'm actually utilizing the space, it's a big difference.
It's a difference, yeah.
It's a big difference, and so she's been on me to get storage, and I'm not necessarily, and I know my wife would love that.
Get all this crap out
of the house.
Yes.
So we're going to do just real quick sponsor mention, Maya Soap. Episode is supported by Maya Soap, a company my wife and I are in the early stages of launching. Maya Soap is building on the idea that simple, well-made things still mattered. We're offering our limited number of complimentary bars to people engaged directly with the conversations on the show. Just mentioned soap. Details will be in the show description. If you 100% want one and jump to the front of the line, send me a physical postcard or a letter, including your name, mailing address, email, phone number, and the episode that you watched. I like it in the mail, real mail in the mail, and I'll make sure that you make the top of the list. I have to put the little disclaimer: complimentary bars are offered on a limited quantities and subject to availability. So that's our sponsor, and I got you a bar. I don't have any branding yet on there. We do have a logo, but I have to get the stickers all made. So there's a little bar of soap for you, buddy.
This is vegan based.
No, it's
it feels vegan based.
One of my guests says, because I gave her some previously.
Oh, this feels
and
delicious.
and she uses it for her hair.
This feels delicious, actually.
Yeah, and it
smells good.
It's got tea tree oil in it. Yeah, it's great. It's really good soap. How long did it take you to get ranked?
So remember, I took a year to study SEO.
Mm-hmm.
So I was applying tricks that I was learning during that year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's a
so
weird.
You're going to say it took a year, but in reality, it was now that you know all the tricks and to do a white hat.
I can usually get people ranked in like 3 months.
3 months, really? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I just did CDR visuals.
Okay.
I was telling you, Chase. It took me actually 2 months to increase his traffic by 296%.
We still need to find out the market.
Yes, Richard Wayne.
What I'm wanting to shoot might be a little bit different. We can't take what he told you.
Correct.
Because you're going to be whatever, you're Michael and I'm Kirk. As Peter would say, your apple pie is going to taste a little bit different than mine.
So, for example, Chase is for sports and fitness. So his market is very different because while our market is more local based, Chase is more national based. His market share is different. His pricing is much, much higher than mine. But he gets booked less frequent than I do because what he's tailored to is different than what I'm
right. And I guess what I'm personally interested in, I'm just curious what your thoughts on this. I'm personally interested in like shooting an entire company.
Right.
And doing a photo day. I'm not really interested in the onesie twosies. I have other clients that are monthly recurring revenue clients. And one of the reasons why I stepped away and why I kind of disappeared for a while is that, I was getting the social media clients and they were having me shoot, I'm taking headshots at other locations all the time. I'm doing videos. I'm handling their social media posts and I get able to send out, I got invoices set on auto on my Square Up. So when I started receiving checks that were equivalent to my top end photography package that I had, I'm like, why am I killing myself to try to go out and find clients?
Right.
And I'm interested in that brutally honest prompt because based on some research that I'm doing, I got some projects going on. I have this podcast. I'm offering this as a service as well. Vibe Revive is supposed to be just the podcast, nothing else. So I got to get all that stuff stripped out. That's on me. But we do if you go there and see it, we do offer this as a service.
As a service.
And on top of that, it's not just that, it's the guest services on top of it. Where a lot of people find the real problem is it's not actually doing the shoot and the setup, because we can do it like on Riverside or whatever if they're mostly remote. But where you start getting into the issues is on the edit, and then actually getting the guest, and then getting the guest spots.
Yes.
So getting on the shows.
I would say the edit is probably the most difficult.
Right. And we do that too.
So you're a pass.
Podcast of a service. Yeah.
Pass.
Yeah. Pass.
Because, they all have acronyms. Right?
Yeah. SaaS, pass. So we're pass. Podcast as a service. That is us, because we're even, you know what? We're doing that. So we had a little bit of a hiccup today. I had to do the show notes today. These are mine.
That's awesome.
And
you show how you tailor the podcast to you.
And so we're, refining everything, because we'll actually produce these, like literally physical cards, even if you're doing a remote. I just told the team today is that, you know what, that needs to be in our pack. Because I go, you know what, I bet there's people that aren't doing that.
Yeah.
In fact, probably most people aren't doing this.
Correct.
So what's this cost us? Setting up a printer, having it loaded with cardstock.
Yeah.
We print them off, because you can get a double-sided printer. We print them off, drop them in a mail envelope.
Get a whole bunch of them with the vibe in the back.
Be like if we're having the Maicol photography podcast,
right?
And you're having a guest, we'll do the guest. So we'll send you an email with a PDF that's going to have like a guest profile brief. So you're going to get the background information on the guest that you're going to have. So you don't have to do the research. We don't do it for you. That's part of the service.
Yes.
On top of that, we're going to set you up with a series of questions that make sense for that guest now. And you'd probably do like we're doing.
Yeah.
I didn't read you every question here. This is just kind of, if you get stuck, well, it depends on how you want to run it.
Right.
But but there and again,
that's actually very.
I'll do me. I'm freeform. We're all over the place. Sometimes that can be a problem. I'm not going to dispute
I
that.
think it's fun,
but it makes it real. Yes. And so I'm sitting across from a SEO guy.
Well,
I'm guessing it's probably even better if this was like super formatted versus going more freeform.
Not
as far as for GEO.
And to be specific, like I do SEO, but it's very tailored to the content space, right? Photographers, videographers. I'm not going to go into a business and do their SEO, because a business requires a very different, that's a more tailored approach to SEO.
Right.
So like Joel, a friend of mine, not this Joel, another Joel, not the video guy, Joel, another Joel friend of mine. He is, if you are a traditional business, his SEO game is number one in this area, in South Florida. But he's not good with people like us, right? So there's that difference, right? I need
to probably have him as a guest.
Yeah, you should. Definitely. He's amazing.
So send me that information too.
Yeah.
How dependent do you feel like your business is on Google though?
My business is probably mostly dependent on Google. Probably
really
80% of my business is.
So what happens if Google's?
I'll have to retailer.
Let's just say there's like some kind of dynamic shift in the marketplace. Like for example, I'll give you a good example there. I think I saw where Elon Musk said at some point, and it's already kind of happening. Are you using Comment?
No.
Okay, so you have to check out Comment. That's through Perplexity.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Comment is basically a browser, but the browser is the AI.
Yeah, Atlas for ChatGPT.
Okay, so it's Atlas for ChatGPT, is Comment for Perplexity.
But here's the thing.
And then what he was suggesting is that was going to move into like you're going to have a phone and you're not going to have apps anymore.
The problem with that is, number one, people are creatures of habits. And we've all gotten so
You took my apps away. You took my Google away.
People are so used to Chrome that it would be difficult to replace the browser. So like ChatGPT released Atlas, Comment, all these browsers.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to take, but you know what? The going from Chrome to Comment or Atlas, it's not, we're techie guys. Granted, we're techie guys.
The adoption hasn't been great. It's not even 1% of the market share.
I know, but it's going to come.
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. And you know why also? Because Google caught on quickly. And Google has already embedded Gemini into Chrome.
So they're already doing it. They're gradually getting you there.
So if I've already have it with Gemini and Google,
then you're already in.
Why am I going to switch to Atlas or Comment?
Right.
What Elon Musk was talking about was if Google kept Gemini separate from Chrome, right?
Right.
If they kept two distinct models,
Because
then it's
when
one
and to be clear, what you're talking about, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is like when you go into Google and you do a search, the first result is actually from Gemini, and then you can expand in that and get into a
Yes.
chat
correct.
within Gemini inside of a Chrome Google search window.
Right, exactly. And then you have Samsung, all these Samsungs, Google, they all use Gemini as their foundation for their phones.
Mm-hmm.
So you already have AI embedded. Even Apple just signed the contract to use Gemini as a foundation model for Siri. So he was right if Google didn't move on Gemini. But now that Google has moved into Gemini and has began consolidating it, you're starting to see he's right that we're going to shift to these models, but it's not going to be Perplexity or Claude or ChatGPT. It's going to be Gemini and Copilot because those are the big players in the game, right?
Okay.
Microsoft and Google.
All right. But even if something threw a wrench in your whole plan here of showing up
So,
in Gemini and Google,
well, Gemini,
what would you actually do?
so Gemini is Google is my core right now.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean I'm not prepared. I'm also on Microsoft. I'm also on Yelp. Because why? Microsoft, Bing, while not used heavily, is still 12% of the market. I'm on Yelp. Why? Apple uses Yelp.
Yeah. And how do you handle the negative reviews?
I respond to them accurately. So if a person has a negative experience and they give me a negative review, first of all, I'm going to apologize for the issue. Second of all, I'm going to address the issue directly. I'm going to say, I want to know what the issue was, and I'm going to address that issue directly.
I mean, in fact, is we have a public-facing business,
Yeah, it happens.
and you know what? You're never going to make everybody happy.
Never. So if I get it,
And the thing is, and it sounds like you're already there. You've got to be prepared for that.
yeah. Some people are going to post, oh, I didn't like my color, the color of the shirt came out, or something like that, right? People are going to say specific things. You just have to address those issues and be direct and be honest. I think at least for me, that's the best format.
So, how do you usually resolve these things?
Number one, if a person had a bad experience, I will offer them the ability to come back in and reshoot if they want. Depending on the issue, if a person has a bad experience, they don't want to come back, I may refund them, right? Apologize for the situation and refund them because they had a horrible experience. So there's different ways. It depends what the issue is.
Yeah. I just remember I had a friend of mine and he had a guy come out for his AC. He's like, oh, I'm going to give you a discount and this and that. And had the office call, get the credit card. When his wife got the charge, they charged the full amount, didn't give the discount. So she calls the office like, well, you're not entitled to that discount. Well, come to find out, the guy that actually did the service was the owner of the business. And I guess there was some kind of a miscommunication between him and the billing person, because they were pushed back pretty hard. The billing person pushed back pretty hard on the discount. His wife just went right to Google reviews.
Right.
Left a 1-star review. It was like, hey, look, they said one thing and did another, and they didn't charge me right.
Yeah.
He shows up the next day. He's like, here's all of your money back. I just need you to remove that review. I mean, these reviews.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, like, when you've had to deal with this, like say with a Yelp 1-star review, I guess you have to claim the business.
Yes.
You still don't have to pay Yelp, although they're going to pound you wanting you to pay money.
Correct.
But I guess the other thing is that part of that terms of services is you can't coerce. And I guess they would say refunding 100% of the money would be coercion.
No, they don't. Actually don't.
They don't.
If you have if one of your clients has a negative experience and you want to refund them, there's no penalties for that.
Okay.
Not even Google. I never tell my clients to remove the review, but I want to make it right.
Right.
And if they want to go and update the review or take it down, I leave that completely up to them. I never ask them to do that.
Really? You never ask them?
No, I never do. And in many regards, I think I've gotten two in my time. One was a bot, so Google removed it.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch out for that.
Yeah.
That's actually happened to some clients of mine where I've had to go in and
get rid of them because
it's obviously not real, right?
And then the other one, I got the negative review. I spoke with them. They came in for a reshoot, and then they changed the ranking on their own. They gave me a 4-star, but Google tracks that, so it also shows that the 1-star went to a 4-star, And they keep the feed so you see everything that happened. Negative review.
Well, and it goes back to the whole white hat, black hat.
Correct. So you never want to ask your clients to remove it.
Oh, really?
You want to ask them to update it.
If you ask them anything,
If you
which
ask
you
them
don't
anything,
even ask.
I don't even ask. My intent is to make it right with the client.
Right.
So I will never ask them to change it. I will never ask them to remove it. I want them to feel.
But I think there needs to be, I'm not going to disagree with that process
different ways of doing it.
every way. I think, though, there needs to be education out.
Mhm.
I don't think the public actually understands
What a Google review is.
how badly a
Yeah.
Google review can impact someone's business.
Mhm. And you can prepare yourself for it. So the more positive reviews you have up front.
So you take pro action
Yeah.
and make sure that
When
what
they-
I had told a prospect of mine wasn't he's not a client, but I told him, I go, what you do is you know who the people are that are happy with your service.
Exactly.
And here's the thing I told him. Now you tell me what you think. I said, call them up, see if they can't do a video testimonial, get a picture with them, prepare a
Yes.
gift basket for them, compensate them, but you can do it white hat.
Yes.
And I go, make sure you get a video of it. And at the end of their testimony, talking about how great they are, I go present. And for all their time and effort to come here and do this testimony, I'm just going to present this gift basket to Mr. So-and-so. I really appreciate his time and
Correct.
coming out
There you
and
go.
doing. And you're publicly acknowledging that you just compensated them with a gift basket.
Right.
And that's white hat.
Yeah.
You're not saying, oh, and by the way, I compensated Mr. Smith.
You're showing
No, you just show it. As I said, you don't want to actually say that you compensated
Yes.
him for the review.
Yeah.
You can say it in a very non
Yeah.
creepy way. I get not creepy is not the right word, but you understand what I'm trying to say.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And say, oh, and for them taking the time to meet with me and film this testimonial, I'm presenting them this gift basket.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Yes.
And that's all you got to do. And that's how you can get those positive reviews
Yes,
and
yes.
video testimonials.
Also, a lot of us are always afraid to ask for reviews.
Mhm.
Don't be afraid. Ask your clients, hey, can I get a review? Or send them, like I included in my emails. And I provide them a link directly so that you can just click on it.
So every email, it's there. And wrapping up, if Michael's perspective on photography or headshots resonates with you and you want to learn more about his work, you can find him at maicolphotography.com. That's MAICOL photography.com. If this conversation was valuable to you, please like, comment, subscribe, and share it with someone who would appreciate it. It helps us reach to the right people. And yes, I do read the comments. I'm not going to say I read them quickly, but I do read them. And Maicol, thanks so much. And then just one final mention, Maya Soap, they're our sponsor. We're preparing to launch Maya Soap and offering a limited number of complimentary bars. So I'll have the details in the description. The complimentary bars are offered in limited quantities and subject to availability.
And they smell good and feel good.
Thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
We took way too long to do this. We'll have to do this. We'll have to do a gear talk.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, we could go on just about, gee whiz. We could probably go an hour just on the camera.
Yes.
Then we
And
add
then
a
another one, the
lens.
accessories.
I don't know if we'll have time to get into the accessories, just the cameras.